Hey, ladies and gentlemen of the roller derby world, welcome to Day 4, Battle of the All-Stars 2018 version. You are watching on the track Michigan complete their warm-ups. Do you know what? I'm Kent Smith, a.k.a. Kent the Politician, joined on the microphone by Daddy Pants.
Daddy Pants. I'm from Michigan, calling for Michigan.
So, is Michigan going to be wearing blue or they're going to be wearing white? Looks like they're going to be wearing blue because Ohio's in white.
Yeah, I think they're going to be in blue. This is just their warm-up stuff.
If both teams are wearing white, we're going to issue them both announcer demerits.
Yeah, I don't know. You can the orange kind of stands out.
Yeah, we could figure it out. Anyway, hey, let's quickly roll through rosters because we are playing roller derby in 44 seconds. Ohio is 00 Pain Train, 03 Reckless Ratchet, number 3 one of the captains Betty TKO, number 4 Coco Sparks, number 10 a captain Supersonic, 25 Ballistic, 84 Lexi Dexy, 93 Crumb, 96 Finisher, 101 is Tara Holenew, 0125 Paige Bleed, 357 Twin Pistol, 0429 the other captain Carmina Piranha, 513 Fireball Phoenix, 808 Sarah Problem Officer. It is her birthday today. 1337 Heartless Glitch, 3310 Holly Carburetor, Michigan's roster.
And Michigan is number 8 Jillian Ricard, number 10 Swift Justice, 121 Price, 187 Slamlet, 224 Jadzia Smacks, 28 Racer McChaser, 32 McDonald, 33 Javelin, 38 Tigo Hitties, 40 Janai, 420 Ashtray, 428 Freakin' Reekin, 707 L.O. Hell, number 83 Ringo Death Star, number 878 Jilly the Kid, and number 91 Sugar Pants. And they are coached by Candy and AK-47. And we are underway.
Racer McChaser with the multicolored pants and the blue top, and that is the lead jammer for Michigan. Supersonic is the jammer for Ohio. Supersonic with a pirouette coming out of the pack has to get by Janai, and she does. So both jammers on scoring pass. Again, Michigan in blue, Ohio in white. Racer McChaser in multicolored pants, and we appreciate that.
Yes. So McDonald got a penalty on that. It missed the call. So Michigan will be down a blocker starting this next jam.
We would like to thank the Derby Apex as the sponsor of the stream. You can find up-to-date news, commentary, and resources at thederbyapex.com, and be sure to follow them on Twitter at thederbyapex for additional Battle of the All-Stars commentary. Thanks again to the Derby Apex for being our broadcast partner.
So Jillian Ricard is out there for Team Michigan, and she's out front. She's going to be your lead jammer.
She's good at skating.
Yes, she is.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, Olympic speed skater.
Jamming for Ohio is number 03, Reckless Ratchet. Reckless Ratchet has had a really good tournament for Ohio. Of course, now she's being held up by the Michigan defenders. Ringo Death Star out there holding down the pack.
Number 187, Slamlet. That's a good line out there with Javelin as well. Javelin's from Kalamazoo.
So Jillian got taken off her skates by Coco Sparks. Michigan defenders took Coco off her skates, and that helped get Jillian through. Reckless Ratchet completes the initial pass. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That is the first scoring pass, so Ohio points on the board. Jillian calls it off.
Well, looking over at the bench, takes her advice from the bench, calls that off. So that was a 14-point jam for Jillian Ricard and a 4-point jam for Ohio. Reckless.
So in coming into this bout, Daddy Pants, both of these teams are 2-2. When Ohio has won, they've started fast, like with a 31-0 and a 42-0 or something similar to that. And the other two got sort of uncompetitive, by halfway through the bout.
Yeah, Michigan's had Michigan's 2 wins, 2 losses as well. They've been in all of their contests except for the one with New York, but New York, they were able, their defense was strong. They held their own against New York, were able to hurry them on their jam, so they had to call them off early.
So we've got Ballistic jamming against Swift Justice. Ballistic goes to the box for Ohio, a track cut call, and now Swift Justice going to the box, so we will run a full 2 minutes and a quick do-si-do of the jammer box. I don't know why Ballistic hasn't been All right, so we'll see how long it takes to, all right.
Yeah, that was just a quick one. Swift Justice still trying to work her way on the inside.
So yeah, we had a bit of a delay getting Ballistic out of the box, but the fact of the matter is there's no real advantage to either jammer for sitting there because they're both sitting there. Ballistic comes through. That is the initial pass. So the first three jammers, just so you know, if you're tuning in, watching an Ohio team for the first time, the first three jammers Ohio has put out there have all been Gem City skaters. Gem City, the team from Dayton. Pain Train going to the box, so 4-3 pack advantage for Michigan in blue.
Swift Justice is out on her initial scoring or initial pass.
Yeah, Ballistic with points on the board for Ohio. But again, this jam's going to run the full 2 minutes. We are at 25 seconds left on the jam timer.
Swifty trying to make her way around that last blocker, given.
Yeah, Betty TKO holding down the Ohio pack with Lexi Dexy. Ballistic trying to maneuver past the Michigan defenders, and she does, at least until Janai took her out.
Yeah, Janai, one of the stronger blockers on Team Michigan. She was standing there bridging, just happened to get Ballistic as she was passing by. So that jam comes to its natural, and
that's going to be 6-4 in terms of jam scoring. So our score 22-10. This is a 60-minute contest. The semifinal bouts today of Massachusetts versus Colorado and New York versus Pennsylvania will be 40-minute bouts because, of course, both the winner and losers are going to play full 60s following that.
Racer McChaser out there for Team Michigan. She's going to be your lead jammer. We got
Supersonic for Ohio.
And the pack is starting to move a little bit quicker now. Michigan line broke up quite a bit. Both lines are broken up quite a bit. Racer McChaser calls that off.
Supersonic able, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That was some great hustle by Supersonic. She came around and was able to steal that point.
Yep. So I think Racer's going to get 4. I don't know why those points haven't gone up yet.
Hey, Supersonic, why are you named Supersonic? That's why she's named Supersonic.
So yeah, the points for Racer haven't gone up on the scoreboard. I think both Daddy Pants and I think that she earned 4, so we'll put a kind of question mark next to that. There it goes. All right. 26-11.
Lexi's still in the box for Ohio as Jillian Ricard makes her way around the front, and she is going to be lead jam for Team Michigan.
Reckless Ratchet able to get out of the pack really quickly. Good job by Reckless Ratchet. Jillian escapes the pack. She's got points on the board for Michigan. Reckless Ratchet with the speed and the jump.
Wow.
So she's put points up both times that she's jammed, and she hasn't been the lead jammer either time.
And Jillian's just kind of letting this one go, looking to the bench for a little guidance. Instructed to call that off, and she does.
Yeah, you saw there. Oh, here comes the Ratchet jump. There it is on instant replay. Again, Reckless Ratchet's had a really good tournament for Ohio. She's the second jammer in the Ohio rotation behind Supersonic. Again, both Gem City skaters. 34-15. Favor of Michigan in blue.
So 3-on-3 pack.
Much of Michigan made up of Detroit skaters. There are a couple of other teams. Grand Raggedy Roller Derby out of Grand Rapids, and Ann Arbor Roller Derby. There's also a Flint player on it. As McDonald, she's going to be your lead jammer out front for Team Michigan.
Yeah, McDonald skates for Detroit. Ballistic again, another Gem City skater jamming for Ohio.
Yeah, McDonald's one of their stronger jammers too. She hasn't jammed too much during this tournament.
Ballistic McDonald taking off her skates by, I believe, Carmina Pirano, one of the captains for Carmina, skates for Cleveland's own Burning River Roller Derby. So 3-0 on that jam. Michigan has led throughout, in part because Jillian was able to put a 14-point jam up as the second jam of the contest.
Yeah, that was a big jam for her and Team Michigan.
That's the only double-digit scoring jam so far in the contest. Ohio's been able to score points in 4 of 6. It's really that 14-point that's really helped push the margin out to where it is.
And there's L.O. Hell. She's going to be your lead jammer for Team Michigan. That's the first time we've seen her on the track today.
Paige Bleed going to the box. Supersonic almost able to pirouette her way through turn 1. LOL running into, I believe that is Tara Holinew. It is, but not able to hold. Oh, yeah, but the penalty is earned. So good defense by Tara Holinew. And so we have a power jam opportunity for Supersonic and Ohio. And, of course, Supersonic probably the strongest jammer on the Ohio team. So we'll see what Ohio can do with this opportunity.
Right now she's out there battling against Janai Swift Justice and Freakin' Rican.
And is pushed out by Tigo Hitties from Detroit Roller Derby. Good defense by Michigan. Good penalty kill. LOL already standing in the penalty box. And the star is passed to Betty TKO. Good bit of strategery there for Ohio. Betty TKO, very talented Ohio roller derby blocker, but is a dual threat out there, and that's why she wears the stripe.
So LOL out of the box immediately gets through the pack and starts scoring points. And this is going to bring up a power jam for LOL and Team Michigan as Betty TKO
got whistled over there in turn 3. For contact. I thought it could have been a back block, but it is what was an Ohio opportunity to get back into this has turned into a Michigan opportunity.
And that was a 5-point grand slam with a little thumb wiggle from the referee.
And an additional 5 there. Jam time down to 7-6-5. Betty TKO will get out of the box, but she won't be able to do any scoring damage. LOL doing a nice job. Let's see how many she gets at the end. She gets 3? She gets 3. So that's your second double-digit scoring jam for Michigan. And yeah, when one team's scoring in 2 digits, the other one's scoring in 1, you're going to see a margin like this open up.
This is I think that's the highest scoring jam of the game so far, jam number 7. So we got Jillian Ricard out there again for Team Michigan. Nobody in the box, all 80 wheels on the track.
Oh, nice. 80, huh? I don't have time to count that much. That is Reckless Ratchet. Again, I'm going to continue to sing the praises of Reckless Ratchet until I'm running for office in Dayton because she's so good. Look, I mean, she's just really, even there, she almost went out of bounds and managed to balance on just the left wheel.
She lifted her right skate up as it was going out and stayed out. Ringo Death Star headed to the penalty box. This will be her first trip.
All right, so Ratchet puts 3 on the board. I think that is the first time, that's the first time Michigan's held scoreless.
Yep.
So 54-18. We are at 19 minutes left to play in the first half. This is a 60-minute bout. Ballistic going up for Ohio.
And it looks like McDonald is up there for Team Michigan. Another Detroit Roller Derby skater.
And Ballistic finds an inside line. When Ohio's been effective, they've been really good at kind of sealing right off the jam line and giving either the outside line or the inside line. I mean, they were consistently doing that against Kansas and North Carolina. That's where they found a lot of their success.
Yeah, they're breaking up the lines pretty well against Team Michigan, too, creating some offense.
So that goes 3-0 again to Ohio. Ohio on a mini run of 6-0. But again, 21-54, 18 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the first half. You've got a new jammer.
Yeah, that's Ashtray. We haven't seen her yet. She was a regular jammer in the first 2 or 3 games. Now it looks like they're putting McDonald into the rotation regularly as well.
Supersonic against Ashtray.
And it looks like Ringo Death Star is out of the penalty box now. She's going to join Sugar Pants Slamlet.
Oh, and Ashtray trying to do the star pass. That's your pivot number 24. That is Smacks from Ann Arbor. Yep. But Supersonic coming in. Ashtray goes to the box. Your star, I don't know where your star is.
She's got it.
Okay. So it's a power jam opportunity for Supersonic. Yeah, with the attempted star pass, I wasn't sure who wound up with it as Ashtray went to the box.
And I'm not sure what the penalty is either. There goes 5 points for Supersonic and Team Ohio.
Yeah, so Ohio hits double figures on a jam for the first time at the 17-17 mark. And if Ohio wants to put a jammer out there to try to close a margin, it is Supersonic of Gem City.
And And sometimes when jammers are in the penalty box, the blockers get caught up trying to create some offense and don't get in their wall right away. But it looks like they did a good job getting back into their wall as Ashtray got out of the box.
Yeah, Ashtray now right in front of you on the screen going up against Paige Bleed. Ashtray escapes turn 1, headed at turn 2, hit it in the back straightaway. Supersonic is lead jam. She pulls a backwards rotation through the pack one more time and calls it off. And yeah, Ohio on a bit of a run.
Yes, they are.
I think more points are going to go up on this jam. All right, maybe not. So yeah, they are on a 21-0 run, and they've crawled themselves back into this.
Yeah, that was a great run by Supersonic.
Yeah. So 16 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in the first half. Reckless Ratchet going up against Racer McChaser. The pivot line kind of in use.
Racer McChaser coming around. Janai making her way around the outside. She is going to be your lead jammer, Racer McChaser for Team Michigan. McDonald recycling.
Yeah, recycling.
Betty TKO back.
Yeah, Reckless Ratchet. So you've got, Reckless Ratchet is 0-3 and Betty TKO is 3. So trust me, I made that mistake a few times myself. So both, but look, yeah, they're both coming in really fast to the pack. Wow. See, all right, Racer McChaser, world renowned.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, 10, 12-year veteran. I went up to Detroit as a fan and saw her, went back in like 2007. Reckless Ratchet just chased her down. And that was a 1-0 on the pass, 6 total.
As we're about 15 minutes remaining, 6 points on that last jam for Michigan, ending the scoreless streak.
That was a clean jam. Nobody in the box starting this jam. We got Javelin, Sugar Pants, and looks like Ringo Destar out there blocking. As Swift Justice is out in front. She's going to be the lead jammer for Team Michigan. Javelin.
Ballistic jamming for Ohio. Sugar Pants going to the box, so 4-3 pack advantage for Ohio. But Swift Justice able to fight her way through the Ohio pack. She's putting points on the board. Ballistic escapes the pack. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Ballistic is free.
Oh, is that going to be – that was a –
Javelin's got a penalty. That's going to be 2 blockers short to start this next jam, as Swifty calls that one off.
9 points there.
So that was the first scoring jam for Team Michigan in the last 4. Michigan 69, Ohio 36, just about 13:50 left in this first half.
Haven't seen, I'm just kind of looking at the score sheet. Haven't seen Jillian. Again, you all might be expanding your jammer rotation.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. It seems I'm seeing more of McDonald today than I have in the tournament recently.
So the out-of-play call on Racer McChaser, that it was a hit you saw, gets Supersonic lead jammer designation, and Supersonic there with the hop through the pack. So again, Supersonic with a 69-36 lead for Michigan, has a depleted Michigan going up against a depleted Michigan pack, and Supersonic quickly already has 10. It took her like 40 seconds. It took her 35 seconds to get 10 points on the board.
So there was a little bit of confusion on the track. I could see it in Sugar Pants. She didn't know whether she was getting called or not. She made her way all the way back to the box and then was instructed by the penalty box to get back on the track.
Because the box was full. All right, so yeah, Sugar Pants is now going to stand. So yeah, so you've got 2 blockers standing in the box for Michigan, and they're your world-class jammers of Jillian Ricard and Racer McChaser. So 69-50, 12 minutes, 34 seconds remaining. A timeout being taken by Michigan.
Yeah, it looks like a timeout by Michigan.
Speaking of your pivot, who's standing in the box, Jillian.
The pivot in the box, Jillian Ricard. She is an Olympic speed skater. She competed in the 2010 Olympics in Vancouver and in the Sochi Olympics in 2014 as a speed skater. Prior to that, she had done just nothing but roller skates, inline skates.
Yeah, inline.
And she played inline hockey, inline speed skating.
Yeah.
And she took up ice skating when she was 24 years old. And from there, she went and competed in the Olympics, took 4th in Sochi, and
yeah, which is amazing.
Yeah, that is an amazing feat,
and
that's best in the world.
Right, and when you watch her out on the track, you see those skills.
Oh,
she is sick.
And we were talking yesterday, and she trains just as hard today as she did when she was an Olympic athlete back in 2014.
The Derby World abuzz over Erin Jackson of Jacksonville making the Olympic team, and well, they should be. But if you don't know the story of Julianne Ricard from Detroit Roller Derby and Team Michigan, it is worth telling her story because she is as fantastic of a skating talent as Erin is. And we wish Erin Jackson, obviously, all the best for Team USA as the Olympics unfold in South Korea. Meanwhile, McDonald versus Ratchet once we get underway, and yes, an extraordinarily depleted pack if you're a Michigan fan. So it is Reckless Ratchet who is through, and Reckless Ratchet is very quickly the lead jammer. Jillian comes out of the pack, and so, wow, and Ratchet again just very quickly through the pack. McDonald escapes the pack, so Ratchet can come around and another jump and calls off the jam.
She stuck the landing almost, but she was able to pick up those points because she stayed inbounds.
Yep. So that was very quickly 8-9, and so we were at 54-14 9 minutes ago.
And we have two blockers sitting in the box still. One of those blockers is serving 2 penalties because they got an in-sub. I'm not sure which one. It looks like it might have been Racer McChaser because she's still sitting. And Ballistic is out front. She's going to be your lead jammer. They are closing this lead, Ohio.
We will get, because we actually have a longer halftime, we'll get a penalty count for you at halftime because Racer's been in there, I don't want to say a lot, but it just, my memory, it feels like she's been in there a lot. And obviously Racer McChaser, again, all-world talent, and if she happens to foul out, that is a huge storyline.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get penalties for everybody at halftime.
And Sugar Pants is...
Oh, that was Crumb, who I think made Racer McChaser angry because Crumb just took her off her skates. So Ballistic is through. That is points on the board. We are only 5 points separating these two teams. And again, this was 54-15 10 minutes ago in roller derby time.
Penalties telling the story here.
Yeah.
When you don't have skaters on the track, you can't stop the jammer.
I've learned that in watching roller derby. Ballistic tries to make a pass.
Swifty is finally out on her initial pass.
So Ballistic calls it off, ran into some very strong resistance in the front straightaway.
It is a 3-point game.
Holy cow.
Michigan 69, Ohio 66. We've got 10 minutes left in this first period, but we have Jillian Ricard back on, taking on Supersonic, probably the 2 best jammers on these teams.
Yeah, Ohio on a 51-15 run over the last 10 minutes to clearly get themselves back in it, but there is the Olympian.
And she's got no pass, no penalty. She is not the lead jammer. Lead is still open.
Really?
As Jillian Ricard makes her way around on the outside, picks up 5 more much-needed points for Michigan.
Supersonic took the star off, so she's not lead either, and she could have been.
She didn't realize that there was not a lead, wasn't open.
Good defense there by Coco Sparks. Got just enough of Jillian to send her into the infield. And look at Supersonic able to stop on a dime, going backwards to then get through the pack. So, wow, Jillian.
Just an incredible athlete, able to sneak through that door that closed very quickly with those two blockers.
Right, you're going to have to wall it up with Jillian because she's just too quick. If you're trying to do solo bull.
And there she goes around again. She picks up another 4 points on the outside. Spin move 180 on one skate backwards.
All right, I have a new theory for stopping Julianne. You need more than 4 blockers. I think that might help.
Yeah, there we go. I saw
Track
that.
cut.
That was a cut.
All right, so this is, again, Supersonic is out there. Supersonic, an extraordinarily experienced Ohio skater. The Ohio team actually very experienced. Ballistic, in terms of skating, has the least amount of experience with 3 years.
She's just super talented.
Yeah, but yeah. So you're not going to be able to. Ohio's probably not going to lose their mind, is my point, because they've got enough track experience. They've seen an awful lot. I mean, they haven't seen Racer McChaser, you know, and Julianne are world-class talents.
Ringo Death Star. Price Slamlet out there doing a great job with this penalty kill.
Yeah, this jam is timed out now.
Jillian Ricard.
Oh, my God.
She got 4 points. Picked up 4 points on that jam.
Yeah,
as she came out of the penalty box. That was speedy.
Yeah,
and that is the Olympic speed skater in her.
Yeah, because that takes that jam from, instead of it's 17-12 Michigan, and the Michigan lead was down to 3, and just that. I mean, yeah, put a little button on that one.
Yeah,
Jillianne steals 4 or 5 points there at the end in literally the final 3 seconds. All right, so we've got a timeout. 7 minutes, 27 seconds. Michigan has led throughout. But, yeah, as we mentioned, in the first 10 minutes of roller derby action got out to a 54-15. And Ohio has seen when they've won, they've gotten off to an awful lot of quick starts. So I began to wonder whether or not this was going to be a long day for Ohio. Then Ohio figured something out, and they've come roaring back.
Yeah, they came back strong. Taking advantage of those penalties was key. There was a little bit of confusion in probably jam number 14. Or 13, where some of the blockers from Michigan didn't know whether they were supposed to go into the box or not. Ohio didn't. They stayed calm during all of that and were able to capitalize.
So again, we would like to thank today's stream is brought to you in part by the Apex. www.thederbyapex.com to find up-to-date news, commentary, and resources at thederbyapex.com, and be sure to follow them on Twitter at thederbyapex for additional Battle of the All-Stars commentary. Thanks again to the Derby Apex for being our broadcast partner.
And it's Racer McChaser's in your. She's going to be the lead jammer for Team Michigan.
She's good.
I mean, it looks like.
That's Reckless Ratchet for Ohio. Ratchet. But Racer quickly with points on the board.
McDonald taking Reckless out. Both of them have to recycle back behind the line and start over again.
Tear a hole in you, and the Ohio blocking crew doing a good job slowing down Racer McChaser. Racer has 5 so far. Ratchet, star in hand, has weaved her way through the Michigan defenders. That is the initial pass. And Racer now with 4 or 5. I do not see the thumb. The thumb is there. That is 5, so a total of 10. Yeah, I was going to say, Racer's going to want to call that because Ratchet can – we've seen Ratchet enter the pack at high rates of speed.
Both teams, both the defenses on that jam were just fantastic.
Yeah, Racer obviously got out in front. Ohio, give them some credit, they were able to slow her down.
They slowed her down. They stopped her until she got help from some of her defense after letting Reckless go to get her out.
Right. So again, this is a good contest.
Yep, it is.
96-78, under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Again, you're watching Battle of the All-Stars. This is kind of Border War Sunday, and we'll explain that as we go on. But that, in the meantime, is LOL jamming for Michigan, Ballistic jamming for Ohio.
Yeah, this is the Rust Belt battle.
This is the emerging northern. This is redeveloping.
The redeveloping, yes.
All right, so Michigan hits the century mark first.
I don't know that much about science.
So yeah, regarding our Sunday matchups, again, I'm calling this kind of border war Sunday. You got New York, Pennsylvania, you just had West Virginia, Tennessee, obviously Ohio, Michigan. You also have Virginia, Maryland coming up. And the only one that doesn't fit that narrative is Colorado, Massachusetts. So everybody else sharing a border. So a lot of these skaters that are competing today have had experience competing against the skaters they're competing against.
Yes, back and forth across those close borders.
Yeah.
Breeds familiarity, and it looks like Swift Justice
and Supersonic.
I can't tell who's lead.
It is Swift Justice.
Swifty.
Yeah.
As she calls the jam off.
So that is a 0-0 because Supersonic put the pressure on it. Ohio's actually been held scoreless since that last stoppage of play. It was 86-78. Ohio is holding that point total. It's Michigan that's been able to put a few points up on the board since then.
Coach AK 40 ounce got him into the huddle there, and we're able to calm him down a little bit.
McDonald and Reckless Ratchet, we cross the 4-minute mark here in the first half. Again, you're watching Ohio in white, Michigan in blue. Coming up, you have the semifinal action. McDonald gets out.
She's going to be out. She's your lead jammer. Team Michigan once again.
Sorry, your next two bouts are New York, Pennsylvania, and Colorado, Mass. Those are 40-minute bouts. Those will determine who plays for first and who plays for third. McDonald playing for everything as she takes out Carmina Pirana on the contact.
Carmina Pirana, I think, was a little bit off balance.
Yeah.
McDonald came up and just put a shoulder into her and was able to get her out of the way.
So Ratchet gets through on the initial pass. Jillian back in the penalty box. Again, we will give you the penalty update at halftime because it seems like Michigan's been in the box more than Ohio has.
Yes, they have, and we could be in some trouble if Team Michigan could be in some trouble if any of these penalties are close.
So yeah, and Ohio still holding. Michigan able to put 10 points on the board there. So this is close to the biggest lead that Michigan's had. Again, they were at 54
to 15.
14. Yeah, 15. All right, Ballistic now jamming against, that is Elo Hell. Elo Hell trying to get by. That is Alexi Dexy, and she does. Ballistic quickly out of the pack, so it is Elo Hell with about a half-track lead as they enter turn 1, turn 2, trying to harvest points.
And Michigan trying to create some offense. Pack's moving really fast. Elo Hell calls that off. 4 for Michigan. So that's another scoreless jam for Ohio.
Yeah,
ever since their run.
Yeah, they haven't scored since 7:27. We're now at 2:08.
As well as Supersonic, 2 of the lead jammers for both of these teams.
Warning,
so
it's 2 minutes. There's your 2-minute warning.
Tigo Hitties smacks Janai.
Supersonic jamming for Ohio.
Freakin' Rican is out there blocking also.
Racer McChaser is the jammer. Yeah, that was the Michigan pack. The Ohio pack, Twin Pistol, Paige Bleed, Crumb, and Coco Sparks. Coco Sparks going to the box. Racer McChaser rotates herself through the pack and is the lead jammer. We have a little more jam time than period time. Supersonic goes to the box, star in hand. This is a power jam opportunity for Michigan, and that's not going to help the scoreless streak that Ohio's been on.
No, they've also got a blocker in the box, so they're short 1. Advantage Michigan on the defensive side of things.
Yikes. Racer McChaser got by Paige Bleed. Paige Bleed is not the first victim of Racer McChaser.
And there's not much resistance as Michigan is trying to...
Yeah, Michigan's got Crumb pulled back.
Yep.
And so, yeah, Ohio with the 2-person pack, now 3-person pack.
Not meeting much resistance at all. Racer comes back in after being pushed out and recycled. Makes it through the pack again. There's another 5-point grand slam for Team Michigan and Racer McChaser.
So Supersonic now out of the box. Both teams at full strength. 35 on the period clock, 40 on the jam clock. All right, so we'll see if there's time to start another jam. I think there is. So it'll be, and again, what a huge point explosion.
Yeah.
Over the final 7 minutes of the first half. The margin was 36 before that jam started, so it's now 54. And don't, hit me on the Twitter if my math is off. I'm pretty sure it's correct, but Reckless Ratchet. So we will have one more final jam. Swift Justice versus Reckless Ratchet.
Right around out front. She's got 2 skaters to beat.
Yeah, Heartless Glitch just took out Pain Train.
Pain Train doing a good job of bridging, though. When she got back up, she just stayed right there and started bridging.
A penalty on Swift Justice, skating out of bounds. So Reckless Ratchet, again, who's explosive, and with the hop right there.
Yeah, that was a great move.
So this is going to run the full 2 minutes because it was Swift. It was Swift who had lead jam designation, I believe. I don't know when the penalty was called versus when she got out of the pack. But again, this is Reckless Ratchet.
And there was almost no resistance by Team Michigan as Ohio is doing a great job of creating some offense for Reckless.
Yeah, thank goodness Ohio had the opportunity with this jam starting right before the period clock ended, because it allows you to stop what was a 2, 4, 6 jam scoreless streak. You don't want to go into halftime having not scored any points. So Ratchet has points on the board right now and is on a scoring pass.
Looks like Sugar Pants, Slamlet, freaking Rican. They are the blockers out there.
Lines of resistance for Michigan. The no pass, no penalty gets a 4-point pass for Ratchet. Swift Justice now back out. I wonder if that was a longer penalty.
Because it seemed longer to me.
Yeah.
Swift Justice is out.
Yep, that's
her initial pass.
Yep. So yeah, Ratchet, this is her 3rd scoring pass. 16 seconds left in the jam. Swift Justice swiftly through the pack because she had perhaps a 1-minute rest.
This is, Reckless was struggling for the last, probably 15 seconds or so in the pack.
And see, Michigan again digging to the very end. And again, those are significant points.
Yeah.
We saw Julianne do that. We just saw Swift Justice do that. Arguably, that's 10 points, in the first half that maybe Ohio could have prevented.
Yep.
But you got to give credit to the Michigan team and their jammers for being cognizant of time left and digging really hard. So
yeah, the jammers were digging hard, but defense was digging hard too. They were creating some offense. Sugar Pants and Javelin both working against that Ohio wall, creating those opportunities for Swifty to get through.
All right, so we are at 142 for Michigan and 92 for Ohio. We are at halftime. Oh no, we're at an official review. So I suspect we're going to get to halftime as soon as the discussion ends. So let's go into today's schedule. So again, moving forward, we have at approximately noon, New York versus Pennsylvania. Actually, we've got some buffer time in there, so that might hold to 11:50. Is New York, Pennsylvania. That is a semifinal bout, which will send the winner into the championship, the loser into the 3rd place game. Following that, Colorado versus Massachusetts. Massachusetts, one of the teams that has perhaps overperformed expectations. Yep. I would say Ohio is one of those teams also, and West Virginia. I think we want to give a little West Virginia love. West Virginia, even though I think they went 1-4, they lost by only 7 points to Maryland. They lost by only 8 points to Maine. So they've actually been and again, West Virginia, if you're a fan of this tournament, West Virginia was, when they won their first bout at this tournament, we had to go to the history books to say, okay, when have they last won? So West Virginia's gotten really strong. Their 5th year Battle of the All-Star teams was a marked improvement. I think the most improved team in the tourney. Anyway, getting back to today's schedule. So New York, Pennsylvania, Colorado, Mass. are your two semifinal games. Then a full 60-minute,
We are going into halftime. There
which will be Virginia versus Maryland. Then you've got the third place game. Then you've got the first place game.
Well, I'm glad you had that all written out because I could not have followed that otherwise.
It's okay. All right, so we are at halftime. We will, if the official review was extraordinarily worthwhile, we will share it with you when we come back to begin the second half. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are 2 minutes away from the second half of our second bout of Battle of the All-Stars 5. This is Border War Sunday, a.k.a. Championship Sunday. You are at halftime of Ohio wearing white, Michigan wearing blue. And Michigan currently leading 142 to 92, which is a difference of, wait a minute, I'll get there.
50.
I think it's 800 and, oh yeah, no, it's 50 points. All right, thanks, appreciate that. So we talked a little bit about, there was an official review right at the end of halftime. Michigan wanted to call overturned, it was not overturned. So we were talking an awful lot about penalties during the first half because both Daddy Pants and I thought that maybe some Michigan skaters were getting into some trouble. So we did the tally. We, went back to the abacus and were able to realize Michigan has 22, Ohio has 18, but Michigan has done an excellent job of spacing them out over all their players. Jillian Ricard has 3, and Swift Justice has 3. They're both heavy rotation jammers, but 3 penalties in a 7-penalty contest is not a big deal.
Nope, it's not.
We'll keep an eye on it because those are the only 2 skaters for Michigan that have more than 2. Ohio, Betty TKO, one of your more talented blockers, has 4. Lexi Dexy, also a very good blocker, has 3. So no one in any sort of penalty trouble at all. But again, we will keep a close eye on those 4 skaters over the next 30 minutes of roller derby action. So we're about ready to get underway with Racer McChaser and Supersonic as the jammers.
We got a blocker each in the box.
Seriously, a fantastic shot. And of course,
3 walls put up by both of these teams to start the second period.
And the PA All-Stars.
Looks like we got freaking Rican McDonald and
another fantastic battle of the All-Stars.
Kelly Janai out there on the blocking team for Team Michigan.
Yeah, so looks like Pain Train, Lexi Dexy, and a skater to be determined for Ohio.
And there's Supersonic is right out front. Number 10 once again proving her worth for Ohio.
Yeah.
Probably one of their best jammers, making her way around the outside on a scoring pass.
And the quick call-off after she got 3 points. The other, it was Lexi Dexy and Tara Holinu were the rest of the jammers with Pain Train. And that jam quick enough that both skaters in the box went from sitting to standing.
Yeah, pivots
but
are
they're
still
there
in the box,
yeah.
both pivots. Doesn't leave an option for the jammer. They have to hold on to that star. So it looks like Jillian Ricard is going up against Reckless
Ratchet. Completely blocked out by a referee.
It looks like Javelin, Ringo Death Star, and Slamlet.
Jillian gets through. Reckless Ratchet taking off her skates as she heads into turn 1. Now Reckless Ratchet with a little bit of daylight, and she is through. But Jillian, your former U.S. Olympian, has already tallied 4 points on the board. And again, we'll see when she calls it off. And she calls it off right as Ratchet was getting close.
We're looking at the bench for some direction, and she gets it.
So Michigan on the board in the second half, as is Ohio.
And we just switched people in the penalty box because the pivots are loose. We got Ringo Death Star and
Carmina Pirana.
Carmina Pirana in there. So once again, 3 walls put up by both teams to start this.
So that is
third jam.
That is Ballistic. Is that McDonald? I think it is,
yeah, it
McDonald.
is McDonald. Yep. So she is in the jammer rotation today, McDonald.
Yeah,
she hasn't been in the recent or the last 3 games that they've played here. There she goes. She's out in front. McDonald is going to be your lead jammer for Team Michigan as we trade
blockers again.
Trade blockers out of the penalty box again. Ballistic is out now. McDonald meeting up against Pain Train
and Tara Holinu.
Tara Holinu.
Tara Holinu.
Tara Holinu. Sorry.
It's all good. That's why we're here. That's why we got voices paired with teams.
Yeah, way to get up and avoid that hit.
All right, so Ballistic not able to put points on the board, so that is 4 for McDonald. 150 now your score for Michigan, 95 for Ohio. 27 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the contest.
2 blockers in the box for Team Michigan, and that includes the pivot. So we're looking at Javelin and Racer McChaser out there. Who's jamming, and that's going to be Swift Justice again for Team Michigan.
Supersonic.
If you're going to have somebody out on the track when there's only 2 blockers, you're going to want Supersonic.
But Supersonics got called for the track cut, I guess, coming into turn 1. So Crum, Betty TKO, and Paige Bleed are going to have to play defense against Swift Justice. We have some of our penalty trouble skaters out there on the track for this jam. Betty TKO sitting on 4 and Swift Justice sitting on 3. And those are the 2 combatants at the top of the pack there.
Swifty worked her way around.
Ohio now filling up the penalty box. Lexi Dexy and Paige Bleed go to the box. Swift Justice with only 2 to beat.
Javelin creating some offense up front. Kalamazoo skater.
Supersonic out of the box, so it is a 4-2 pack advantage for Michigan. Both jammers on the track. Swift Justice, this is your first
round again.
Yeah, this is your first double-digit scoring jam of the second half. 164-95. We looks like a timeout or something.
An official review. It looks like nope. It's a timeout for Ohio.
So 26:08 and holding. Yeah, I mean, Ohio got 3-0 on the first jam and hasn't scored since. Michigan very quickly has put up 22 points and 14 on that last jam. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
AK 40 ounce doing a good job of keeping them calm. They started to get a little bit excited there in the first period, and AK 40 ounce has settled down a little bit, and looks like he's keeping the lines the same, but he's cycling in McDonald a little bit more often into the jammer rotation.
Yeah, I had the venue call of New York and Michigan, and I have noticed that LOL seems to have decreased
a little bit
in frequency, and McDonald seems to have increased. But of course, Swift and it's not right. You have Swift and Julianne and Racer as your other 3.
Yeah,
it's pretty strong. 2 blockers standing for Ohio. Ohio still has 2 timeouts left. Michigan has 2 timeouts. Both teams with their official review, so we could have a number of play stoppages in the second half.
This is going to be LOL taking the lead jam for Team Michigan. And she's going up against Reckless.
Yep, Reckless Ratchet. All right, both teams now at full strength, but it is Reckless Ratchet just taken off her skates there by Freakin' Rican. But I was going to say it's LOL who has lead jammer designation. You see her there working against Pain Train.
Pain Train, yep.
Pain Train called for a penalty.
Looks like a low block.
Heartless Glitch screaming for, I think, a track cut on a Michigan defender. Doesn't get the call. In the meantime, LOL able to rotate by Lexi Dexy and Paige Bleed. Ratchet, star in hand for Ohio, has now given it to Heartless Glitch, a Gem City teammate.
LOL up through the inside. Meets Lexi Dexy.
1 minute left of jam time. Sorry.
Forces her out.
Yeah, I was just wondering now that the star's been passed how long Heartless Glitch was going to have to do this. And so, 1 minute left in jam time. Of course, LOL is the lead jammer and could call it off at any time. But
she's making her way around.
Yeah, I was
going to
say no reason to do it
at this point.
Because she's got, I think, I was going to say, it was a 10 in holding. I thought she had more.
Big hit from Janai.
So Heartless Glitch gets through the pack, and with that, LOL finally has motivation to call off the jam after a big jam for her, 16 points there.
Yeah, 16 total, and then again, Ohio's held scoreless.
Yeah, so it's 38-3 is your second half score in favor of Michigan. 24 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in the contest. Again, coming up, New York versus Pennsylvania, then Colorado versus Massachusetts. Some feel Massachusetts the most improved team in the Battle of the All-Stars. They're certainly in the discussion.
Racer McChaser jamming for Team Michigan.
Go to Derby Apex for their opinion.
And Ballistic. She's out front and lead jammer for Team Ohio. I think this is the first time they've gotten the lead in this second period.
I don't know if Supersonic got it on the first jam or
She did.
not.
That's correct. You're right.
But yeah, your point holds though.
Outside, I think she picked up at least one, maybe two. Yeah, Racer got two.
Yep.
That was some hustle by Racer to get around the track, catch up with Ballistic.
Yeah, Racer, good at the roller derbies.
Yes, she is.
Supersonic going up against Swift Justice. Nobody in the penalty box. Ohio trying so hard to hit the century mark, but hasn't been able to do so. It is 182 to 97. The margin starting to get substantial. But we saw Ohio make a run in the first half and closed it to within 3 points at about the 10-minute mark.
Swift Justice is going to the penalty box. Not sure what the call was, but this is going to be a power jam for Supersonic. And if you want anybody on the track during a power jam, it's going to be Supersonic for Ohio.
Yeah. Supersonic with just amazing skate skills. Can go forward, can go backwards, can usually do so with a decent amount of speed. Right now she needs some offensive support because it's a power jam for Ohio. Now the support comes, and look, she gets through. So Supersonic is through. That is the initial pass. Swift Justice out of the box, so a good penalty kill.
That was a good penalty kill. I think the realization by Ohio that they were going to help get her through.
Yeah. And that's Janai. Isn't that Janai? Was that Janai who was holding back? Yeah, Janai's really good in the box, but earns the penalty.
Nope, that's Tigo Hitties. Janai's number 40.
Sorry. That's what you get.
But they're both out there, so
yeah,
you were close.
All right, so good job, good jam there for Ohio. Once they took advantage of the power jam opportunity, 9 points pushes Ohio over the century mark. That is the first time in the second half, aside from the first jam, that Michigan hasn't tallied a point. It is only the third time that Ohio has tallied a point in a second half jam.
There's still a lot of time left in this game. 21 minutes, and you saw what they did in the first period. They came back from down, I don't know, 50 points, I guess.
Yeah.
But Jillian Ricard is out in front, so that's gonna.
Yeah, and again, we wondered whether or not Racer and Jilly had picked up more penalties than they had, because if you pull those two out of the Michigan jamming lineup, Ohio's got the chance to close a little. It's easier for Ohio to close. No, but neither of those skaters in penalty trouble, and Jillian out in front and scoring points. Coco Sparks there, setting up the you want the outside line, and now I'm going to close the door on you. And that is a 11-year roller derby veteran and was the very first captain, along with Twin Pistol, of the Ohio Battle of the All-Star team.
Ringo Death Star in the penalty box for Team Michigan.
That is Ratchet
Reckless
out there.
Ratchet is out.
Yep.
And she's skating pretty much stride for stride with Jillian. So she just calls that off. Jillian picks up 10 points on that jam. That's a 0 for Reckless Ratchet.
Yeah, so that is the third double-digit scoring jam for Michigan. And that is, of the 8 jams we've had, 3 of them have been double-digit scoring jams, which really has helped to push the margin to where it is right now, 192 to 106. Under 20 minutes to play here.
Okay, just in time. Michigan gets.
So it's the Detroit Roller Derby
contingency
blocking line. Ringo Death Star is going to join him. So she's from the west side of the state in Grand Rapids. Here from Grand Raggedy Roller Derby.
McDonald with, just a lot of agility in her initial attempts to get through the pack. Going up against Ballistic. Ballistic trying to push her way through. Ballistic was an MVP for Ohio yesterday.
McDonald's out front. She's the lead jammer for Team Michigan. In freaking Rican, Eraser McChaser, Ringo Death Star, and Janai. Just an amazing blocking crew. Like I said before, it was pretty much an all Detroit Roller Derby contingent on the track now, joined by Ringo Death Star. from Grand Raggedy.
Tara Holonew, Heartless Glitch, Pain Train, and Finisher out there for Ohio. Ballistic still the jammer. She's got star in hand as she stands up there in turn 2. Heartless Glitch going to the box, and more points for Michigan and McDonald. They are inching closer to the 200-point mark, and Ohio has just crossed the 100-point mark.
McDonald's making her way through again, making a case for MVP.
Yeah. Well, both teams have had, just so far in this bout, have had a number of standout performances on both sides. I want to tell a quick little anecdote about Finisher, who's out there holding down the top of the pack for Ohio. This is her first Battle of the All-Stars track experience, yet she was on the roster for the very first Ohio All-Star team. She came up with a physical ailment, physical condition that couldn't prevent her getting on the track. So she's experienced and not experienced at the same time.
Okay.
So that is McDonald, and that is more points, and that is Michigan crossing the 200-point mark with the 4th double-digit scoring jam in 8 jams.
Is that the highest jam of the game?
I think so.
I don't think I've seen a 2 in front of that.
Yeah, exactly. Much less a 2-0 or 20-0. So yeah, we'll do a quick eyeball of the double digit.
McDonald's doing double duty out there, playing defense and offense, jamming and blocking.
Racer had a 19-point jam. So yeah, that 20-point by McDonald, the biggest one. Supersonic and Swift Justice both behaving swiftly.
They're racing around the track together, stride for stride. Supersonic just calls that off.
Yeah, Michigan had done a good job in where they had the lines set, so it was in Ohio's best interest to call that off, and that's exactly what one of the Ohio captains does, Supersonic. Okay, so yeah, it's important. So Sarah Problem Officer is going to be jamming. She's a little steel jammer, and it is her birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
So she would like for her birthday a 106-point jam to pull this into a tie.
And she's out there, she's out there against Jillian Ricard.
Oh, piece of cake then.
And Jillian, there she goes around the outside with that signature 180 spin move.
Sarah Problem Officer, who may well have had some blocking time, but she's been in the jammer rotation, so she's fresh. You know, the cardio hasn't been fully expended.
Right.
Jillian comes around for a 4-point pass. I don't know if the thumb is out. That is a 5-point pass.
So Jillian trains just like she did during the Olympic days, and her cardio is probably pretty solid.
And Heartless Glitch and Lexi Dexy get the track cut. That is a Gem City blocking tandem. And Racer McChaser goes to the box. So again,
so
those are both at 4 right now.
And there's 15 minutes left in this game.
Oh no, Racer's at 3 because Racer was at 2 at the beginning of the. So yeah, and Sarah Problem Officer, for her birthday present, it will be given to her by a penalty timer. Actually, it'll probably be less than 30 seconds. So Jillian comes out, but this jam's going to run the full 2 minutes. Jillian with 5 points so far. Racer McChaser re-enters the fun as we approach and cross the 15-minute mark. So we are halfway home in the second half.
Pain Train chasing Jillian. She had her just for a moment and had to let her go, risking an out-of-play penalty. Could not stick the landing.
Another penalty there on Jillian with not landing the jump correctly. So Jillian now has got 5. Again, 15 minutes left, but that's a narrative that we'll watch as this unfolds. Sarah Problem Officer, in the meantime, still trying to receive birthday presents from the Michigan blockers, and they're not giving her anything except bruises.
Jam timer comes to its natural end.
And Ohio not scoring. 14 minutes, 14 seconds. Jillian, who sits in the box, was able to put 12 points on the board. So it'll be a power jam start for Ballistic. 4-on-3 pack advantage for Michigan in blue, playing Ohio in white.
So There are no Detroit Derby blockers on the track right now. It's a combination of Ann Arbor and Grand Raggedy as Ballistic pushes her way through, smacks. She's going to be your lead jammer.
This is one of the stronger Ohio blocking lineups, and it's actually skaters from 4 different teams.
Oh.
And Ballistic, all right, no harm, no foul there. So Ballistic escapes and is able to, she's got to try to get by Ringo Death Star, and she does. Jillian out of the box, and Ballistic calls it off.
No points.
Nothing more beautiful than organized off.
Yeah,
So-
she didn't get any points because that was her initial pass. Jillian was.
Yeah, and
Got out of the box.
Jillian had just made her initial pass also, so probably a good decision by Ballistic because Jillian was
very good.
going to get to the points quicker. Anyway, so 224. We don't really need that third digit in front of there. To 110, so Ballistic able to put points on the board. But a timeout taken by Ohio. Again, both of these teams really sitting on all of their play stoppages. 13 minutes, 16 seconds remaining. We'd again like to thank.
Today's stream is brought to you in part by the Apex. www.derbyapex.com. Find up-to-date news, commentary, and resources at thederbyapex.com. And be sure to follow them on Twitter at thederbyapex for additional Battle of the All-Stars commentary. Thanks again to the Derby Apex for being a broadcast partner.
We'd also like to thank our tournament head officials. The head NSO was Coconuts, Stat in the Hat. There's a tournament head NSO apprentice named Dano. Go figure.
Dano.
Head skating officials Shibra and Axel of Stevel. Game tournament oversight Ria Culpa and Wendy Blessing. So thank all of you.
Yes.
And thanks to the Bucksmont Roller Derby League for putting on this affair. It's run as smoothly in year 5 as it ever has, which is not to say that years 1 through 4 were a train wreck. They weren't. Supersonic going up against LOL now that we've given some tournament love on the mic.
Supersonic's out in front. And she's going to be your lead jammer. LOL not far behind. She's out of the pack too.
Yeah, about a half-track lead for Supersonic, who fakes to the outside and goes to the inside and puts 1 point on the board. So 111 for Ohio, 224. Speaking of folks that should get some love on Twitter, the folks doing the stream, Nerd Derby, and so we're going to give you there. They deserve a follow also. Obviously, we're very appreciative of the Derby Apex, and they deserve a Twitter follow, but we will give you the New England roller derby folks. They're the ones bringing you the broadcast at, by the way, do I need to remind you, no cost. Ballistic is through and is the lead jammer, and Racer McChaser goes to the box. That's number 4 on Racer if our score sheet is correct, and it might not be.
Oh, Swift Justice. She's going to the penalty box too, and Swifty was in a little bit of trouble earlier too.
Yeah, so she's got 4.
Yep, that's number 4 for Swifty.
All right, so yeah, 11 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. The top 3 jammers for Detroit are sitting on 5 and 4 and 4 penalties. Ballistic with a real nice toe stop and rotation.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, great work there.
Racer McChaser back on the track. She is out and on her initial pass. Ballistic is lead jammer.
11 minutes, 6 seconds remaining in the contest. Racer with the jump. She is going to get called. I think she does. Yup. So that is now 5 on Racer. So New England Roller Derby Derby Report is the folks bringing you the broadcast. Their Twitter is Nerd Derby, but only 1 D in between, so NERDERBY. We'd like to thank Beth and Chad Newt for their outstanding work. The entire operation back in Maine, holding down the fort. They're a multinational corporation, people.
Ohio right away going on offense. on this power start. They were taking out all of the blockers for Team Michigan.
And that was the sorry, go ahead.
A combination of Detroit and Grand Raggedy. Oh, there's an Ann Arbor player out there as well, Smacks.
That was the first double-digit scoring jam of the half. That's what I wanted to point out for Ohio. Ballistic, who put up 13 points. Reckless Ratchet out there now. Racer McChaser escapes Jammer jail, so she will be entering the pack from the back. Reckless Ratchet pushed out. I don't think she's made an initial pass yet.
Yeah, she hasn't. So Smacks is doing her job. It looks like this wall from Ohio is starting to do their job. Janai is trying to create some offense for Racer. Unable to do it now. Racer's getting recycled all the way back. Yeah, has to start over again.
That last hit by Betty TKO. So again, you've got Betty TKO, you've got Crumb, you've got Heartless Glitch, and Pain Train holding back Racer McChaser. And yeah, they're doing a very good job.
And this blocking combination of Ringo Death Star, Sugar Pants, Janai, and Smacks have held
Ratchet
for almost the entire jam now.
Yeah.
About a minute 30 seconds so far. That's amazing wall work. And there's, again, neither jammer has been out on an initial pass yet.
Well,
I'm sorry, Racer McChaser.
Yeah, so that was the first scoring pass for Ratchet. So
okay.
she did have lead, and it was just, and I think what it was, in all honesty, during the course of all that effort, she ended up passing all of the skaters individually, even though she never escaped the pack, which again is a tribute to the strength of that Michigan pack, because that was a penalty kill.
Yeah, that was a penalty kill.
All right,
when you walk away with only 5 points from a penalty, jammer penalty.
Yep.
That's your defense.
All right, so who's jamming now? Is that McDonald?
McDonald and Supersonic?
Supersonic, it is. All right, 8 minutes, 18 seconds remaining in this contest. 95 points separate these two teams, and McDonald looking to add to that tally. She is out of the pack for Michigan.
Jen Price came up to create some offense for McDonald to break up that Ohio wall a little bit. Freaking Rican, last one to beat. Supersonic gets out.
Yeah, good job by Supersonic to maintain her skate integrity as she came through, and very nice jump there, but after the whistle, only 2 points for McDonald. Good job by the Ohio pack.
Yeah, that was a great job by that defense.
129 for Ohio, 226 for Michigan. Coming up, Pennsylvania versus New York. This has been the championship bout in Battle of the All-Stars 1, 2, 3, and 4. It will now be a semifinal. The winner will play for the championship against the winner of Colorado and Mass. That is again coming up. Later in the day, Virginia versus Maryland after we work our way through the semifinal action. All right, so this is Ballistic jamming against LO Hell, and LO Hell is out in front and is the lead jammer. Michigan with 3 clock stoppages left, Ohio with 2. Time and the score margin beginning to suggest that this will be Michigan's day on the track. Again, the narrative that we were following, that would be the dramatic shift, was the penalties. But now you're not going to shed all 3 of your jammers in the final 6.5 minutes. You might lose one. You're probably not going to lose all 3.
Yeah, Pain Train for the first time, not even taking it as a pivot earlier. First time jamming.
So Pain Train may jam for the first time for Ohio.
Is that the first time we've seen her?
As a jammer in this contest, yes. Pain Train often will wear the stripe, but yeah, this is the first time starting from the jam line.
Racer McChaser, Sugar Pants, Ringo Death Star, and Slamlet out there going against Pain Train. Oh, we've got a jammer penalty going against Michigan. McDonald is in the box. So this is going to be a power jam for Ohio, and Ballistic, as she is out front and going to take lead jam. And this is number 6 penalty for Racer McChaser as the pivot. Racer heads to the penalty box.
Yeah, so that's Pain Train jamming for the first time, not Ballistic. So yeah, it's Pain Train who's got the lead. That's okay. So Pain Train is the lead jammer for Ohio, and it is a jammer penalty. And yes, Racer now with 6. McDonald now out of the box. Pain Train with 5 points up on the board and going for more, and she should push it because this will be McDonald's first pass once she makes it. And that is an additional 4 for Pain Train and Ohio. Yes, that is the initial pass for McDonald. Racer McChaser now out of the box and chasing down Pain Train. Pain Train may not know she's coming. Pain Train with a nice rotation.
Pirouettes.
Yep, really good.
Picks up 4 points.
So that's going to be a total of, I think, 13. It is. So 142. And Ohio on a bit of a run. They're on a 32-4 run over the last 10 minutes. Biggest margin was 224 to 106. And yeah, so since then, 36-4. So Ohio finishing strong. Again, so this was Michigan got out to a lead, Ohio closed. Michigan got out to a really big lead, Ohio closed. And Supersonic looking to add to that.
Trying to make her way on the outside, and she did run into her own blocker. That allows Swift Justice to get out in front to lead jam for Team Michigan. Ringo Death Star being released from the penalty box.
Swift Justice engaging with Betty TKO, Heartless Glitch, and I believe that is Tara Holinew. It is. Supersonic going up against, that is the very strong Janai.
Janai, Javi, Ringo Death Star, and Jilly the Kid. Janai is
that is a physically imposing group of blockers. Supersonic has the skate skills to be able to, peel them off, but again, that is not a fun day at the office if you're a jammer for anybody. So Supersonic almost completes that pass. That is the initial pass. Swift Justice has lead jam and is into the Ohio pack in turn 3. 54 seconds left on the jam clock. And again, good defense by Betty TKO, little Derby love there at the end. Betty TKO is just really, really strong as, kind of the person holding down the pack. So Supersonic gets 2, Swift Justice gets 9. Heartless Glitch goes to the box. 2 blockers for Michigan, now 3 blocker. I'm sorry, 2. Both teams
2 apiece.
2 apiece. So it's a couple skate once we get underway. 2:37 to 144. 3 minutes, 18 seconds left. Ohio requesting an official review. I don't know if this is, and the coaches are actually still out there, so this will be, I'm guessing, but a legitimate official review because they're actually discussing something. Now, Betty TKO is in the box. She did have 4. I don't know if we may have missed a trip to the box or not.
I don't remember her going to the box these periods.
Yeah, so she has got 5, but and it'll be LOL versus somebody for Ohio, and again, it'll be 2 jammers total and 2 blockers for each team once we get underway.
You've been doing that all weekend. I'm starting to get concerned.
So today, once again, the stream is brought to you in part by the Apex, the DerbyApex.com. Find up-to-date news, commentary, and resources at the DerbyApex.com, and be sure to follow them on Twitter at the DerbyApex for additional BOTAS commentary. Thanks again to the Derby Apex for being broadcast partner.
Yeah, we greatly appreciate that again. And this roller derby broadcast brought to you by the New England Roller Derby Report, the multinational corporation run by Beth and Chad Newt. And of course, you can follow them on the Twitter's machine at NERDERBY. So it's Nerd Derby, but they're multitasking the D because of their efficient management. Their efficient management style, which is wonderful. Why? I mean, we've got 26 letters in the alphabet, but let's reuse a few.
Yeah, sure, why not? It's called recycling.
Exactly. So they're green.
Yes.
Right. So yeah, what we were just told by management is the reason for that is it's New England Roller Derby. It's not Nerd Derby. So I guess it's an acronym, of sorts.
But it reads that way. So.
Yeah. All right, so Reckless Ratchet, who has had a very strong game, very strong first half. The Ohio offense has struggled in the second half. But Reckless Ratchet is jamming for the minuscule pack of 2 and 2 up against LOL. Reckless Ratchet taking off her skates. LOL with 1 to beat. It is Pain Train. So
Yeah, official review for Ohio was overturned, and they've lost their official review.
Oh, drat. All right, so both jammers coming into the pack, coming in fast. Both put points on the board.
Pain Train.
Yeah, she just. All right, we'll let the medics get to Pain Train.
They were moving pretty fast, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Pain Train went down. Looked like she was holding onto her face. I know there looked like somebody's pad came out onto the track too.
All right, so Pain Train up, being assisted off. And there is the applause from the fans. So yeah, Pain Train's day is done.
Yeah, it looks to be that way.
And what we think happened is just in the speed of skaters passing by Pain Train turns and just kind of got clobbered. So we don't think this is lasting. We don't think this is permanent. We think this is, she just got her bell rung. And again, we want to, you know, that's an important, that's why we have medics. Getting your bell rung is important. That's how concussions happen. So obviously we're going to, but I'm also not trying to play doctor from 100 feet away. So we think that's what happened. And again, her day likely done, as well it should be. 150 for Ohio.
And it's 2:41 for Michigan.
So yeah, 2 minutes, 49 seconds remaining in the contest. I cannot see who's jamming. I'm blocked out by refs. Supersonic.
It's Supersonic, and LO Hell is in the box. I do believe she got a high block on.
That might have been the collision. Yeah.
I think that was the collision, because L went flying by. And then
Pain Train went down. Yeah. All right, so yeah, jamming for Ohio, Supersonic. Supersonic was the Game 1 MVP, a talented jammer from Gem City, which is based in Dayton.
Racer McChaser pushing her back. She's got to recycle all the way back. As LO Hell gets out of the box along with Slamlet. So they're adding both of their players pretty much at the same time.
Yep, it's an all-skate now, both teams at full strength. And except for the Ohio Jammer, who got called for a track cut. So Supersonic will take a seat at the 2:04 minute mark in the game clock. She was about at 1:16 on the jam clock.
And LO Hell is through. This is her initial pass, getting out of the penalty box.
So this jam obviously will run the full 2 minutes, so we will be under a minute once we reset for what might be the final jam. Again, both teams able to stop the clock if they want.
LO Hell making her way around. Picks up 5 points as she got the jammer on the way by the first time in the penalty box.
Supersonic out of the pack and engaging. In the meantime, around the outside goes LO Hell, and that is a 5-point tally, a total of 10. Supersonic, nice rotation pass, Racer McChaser, and points on the board for Ohio. And Supersonic with the jump past Racer McChaser and able to get by LO Hell, who is now completely locked down by the Ohio pack until I say that, and then she escapes the pack. But a good job by Supersonic, able to get some points coming out of the box. She had 30 seconds of rest, but a better job by LO Hell, who put 14 on the board. 2:55 to 1:59. 30 seconds now left in gameplay. we clearly will get one more jam underway. I'm not sure if we will get another jam underway. It is Swift Justice versus Ballistic. It is a 4-on-2 pack advantage for Michigan. So yes, the Ohio 96-point scoring jam. It'll be quite a struggle with only half the assortment of blockers.
So we've got Grand Raggedy, Kalamazoo.
Oh, and a track cut on Ballistic, so it is now a power jam for Swift Justice.
So here comes Swifty making her way around, and she's going to be your lead jammer. Sugar Pants, Smacks, and Ringo Death Star out there. Javi's in the penalty box.
Good attempts by the Ohio. See, the Ohio pack got pulled apart. It is now kind of setting itself up there in turn 3. But yeah, Swift Justice will give Michigan another double-digit scoring jam. So they will finish 3-2 in the tournament. Ohio will finish 2-3. Both teams had some good moments. Both teams had some teachable moments. But
yes.
Again, a very strong, I think a very strong, good bout.
Yep, this was a great game.
Yeah.
Ohio was down by about 40 points at one point, and then they came back within 3.
Yep, within 3.
And then after the half, Michigan made some adjustments. And
well, in the first 10 minutes, they put 3 double-digit scoring jams on the board. And so at the 1950 mark, it was 192 to 106. That's basically what your margin is now. So, yeah, again, both teams had an awful lot of good performances out on the track. So we're going to take our audio down, and we're going to have a discussion about who the MVPs will be. But before we say that, we want to let you know, coming up, New York versus Pennsylvania. This has been the championship bout in Battle of the All-Stars 1, 2, 3, and 4. And today on Border War Championship Sunday, it is a semifinal bout. Hi, Derby World. I am Kent Smith, a.k.a. Kent the Politician, here with the Ohio MVP from the Ohio-Michigan battle. This is Reckless Ratchet of Gem City. Gem City's in Dayton. How long have you been skating with Gem City, Ratchet?
I've been skating with Gem City for about five and a half years. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, you had a really strong tournament. You had a really strong first half. I mean, obviously, you were playing. I was watching. Ohio got off to a slow start, but I think it was 56 to 14, but you were the skater that was keeping Ohio in it. You were the one who was scoring points. And again, you were pretty consistent scoring in all of Ohio's contests. So you really opened my eyes. Sure, you opened a lot of eyes back in Ohio for the folks who are watching at home. What do you credit your success as a jammer to?
Most of my success today, especially this game, was for my blockers out there. So when I had a nice strong pack, even if I didn't get through right away, they were there to play offense for me quickly. There was a couple times when it was just like our packs weren't coordinated enough and their packs were destroying us. But when we had it together, it looked beautiful. So like when we had our game together, we were really looking good out there. So.
Yeah, and your speed is really impressive. I mean, so you've got great speed on the track, and it's not out of control speed. That's one of the things that's really impressive about your game. Why don't you tell us about Gem City? Because you guys really climbed in the WFTDA standings last year. Why don't you just tell the folks at home kind of where you were and where you ended up?
Well, when I started with Gem City, we didn't have our WFTA standing or ranking, and we finally got it after like the first 2 years I was with them, and we've been working hard every single year after that, slowly climbing. And we have like a strong base of like consistent teammates. We don't have a lot of turnover, so it's nice.
Yeah, and you've got like 6 Gem City skaters here on the Ohio All-Stars.
Yeah, when
so
I have all my skaters out there with me, I feel like I'm at home, and you can definitely tell. I think if you rewatch this and you see who I have out there, I work really well with my skaters.
Yeah.
That's because we're used to each other.
Sure, exactly. That's just some of the fun of Battle of the All-Stars, both watching teammates play together on the track as an All-Star team, but watching other skaters from other leagues in the state put on the state uniform to compete. All right, this was Reckless Ratchet. She had a great tournament for Ohio. I'm Kent Smith, a.k.a. Kent the Politician. Coming up, the Michigan MVP interview, and then after that, you're going to watch the semifinal bout of Pennsylvania versus New York.
Hi, welcome to Battle of the All-Stars. I'm Daddy Pants, and I am here with Kelly Janai for Team Michigan. They just defeated Team Ohio in a hotly contested contest. So, Kelly, I got a couple questions for you. First of all, so what is your key to communication on the track?
I'm pretty bossy, but I think that it needs to be done in a really nice way. So I like clear communication. I have a lot of phrases that I just repeat, like "you're good," "move forward," "you bridge," "you offense." Like especially in a team where you don't play together a lot, that is probably the most critical thing. Is when you have people from all kinds of different leagues, is just really clear, simple communication. And so I probably yell a lot, but I try to keep it nice yelling. I hope it's nice.
Yeah, nice yelling is probably the key. You don't want to make any of your teammates too angry with you when you're on the track. So, talking about that, you've been really effective during the whole weekend with your blocking. I think you've probably been one of the standouts, as far as I can see, on the team as a blocker. So, what are some of your blocking strategies out on the track?
I really just like to keep it simple. Like, I am not a fan. I think that when you start to showboat or get too fancy or try to be like crazy standout individual skater, that's where you get in trouble. And anyone who knows me from my home league knows I hate penalties. I probably got more this weekend than I ever get in like a whole season. And I think that staying together, just playing your basics and playing those well is where you can really succeed, especially when you're in a mixed group like this. So I think that when you try to be fancy and special and try to be a superstar, that's where you really get in trouble. And so I just try to keep everyone together, and I try to just really play the basics and not try to be too awesome for what I'm capable of doing. So
Yeah, I hear that a lot from not only from your teammates on Team Michigan, but around the league as well. You're just really great to work with, nice and calm on the track. You say you yell, but I think you yell, but you're
like stern talking.
right. But you're calm, and everybody respects that. And your team stays together, and the wall stays together, and you're able to do some really effective penalty kills. Especially even yesterday against Team New York, I think you guys did a fantastic job with all of your penalty kills as well as just your defense in general. So, last question. What do you do in the off season for your workout to stay ready to skate?
I'm going to plug my teammate here because Jillian Rickard actually writes a program for a few of us. And so she does this amazing structured program for when we're off season, when we're at the beginning of the season, ramping up. And it's really nice to have our teammate do that for us because she knows when practices are and she can schedule like hard leg days, like opposite of practice days. And so that has really helped me in the last several months. We're going into tryouts in a couple of weeks, and I feel like I have a better base this season than I've ever had before because she's really great. I mean, she was an Olympian, so she knows how to train. She knows when to train what parts. And so I'm giving her a big plug because she's amazing, and she's the one who writes all of our workouts. It's a lot of powerlifting and a little bit of cardio.
Yeah, Jillian, I understand her workouts are pretty tough. Talking to one of your teammates from Detroit, Racer, she was saying that they are pretty intense, and she's sore afterwards. So, well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me, and congratulations on your MVP, and good job on the tournament this weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. All right, this is Daddy Pants. Coming up next, we have New York and Pennsylvania. So enjoy.